Thank you for listening to the show. And I've never been more excited to say here with me in the studio is Nellie.
Woo!
Nellie.
So glad to be back, Adam.
Oh, Nellie, let me just first of all say that I'm so happy to have you back. The last episode, I kind of explained to the podcast listeners about your situation and that you're absent. You could be a little bit more absent from the show. And I said at the end of that story, I said it might not happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, it did not happen. Everything is fine. Nellie is here. Nellie is staying, the co-host of Off of the Cuff.
Right.
It's awesome to have you back,
Still working
Nellie.
on that. The reason I was gone. Still working on some things, but it's a lot better than it was.
Absolutely. And we're just, I was getting a lot of messages about it, and people were saying, is Nellie really leaving? And I was like, I'm afraid so. Like, I was literally at that point where I accepted it, and it was sad. Like, I was crying and slobbering, and it was just a sad situation. I was thinking you were leaving. I was even singing in the shower. I was like, when I'm gonna sit right here on the edge of this pier and watch the sunset disappear and drink a beer. And I was just sitting there, and I was just crying, holding the shampoo bottle and cleaning myself, and I was just like, gosh, I'm going to really miss Nellie, because Nellie, you're one of these people. In case you guys don't know, let me explain mine and Nellie's relationship. We live 30 feet from each other. We live in an apartment complex. I live on the 3rd floor. She lives on the 1st, but it's literally right below. So we see each other all the time. Nellie, explain a little bit more. Like, I'll come over.
Well, when we first met, Adam always had his head down.
Did I have my head down? No, I don't. Oh, was it in my phone?
He would never look at me.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, well, what's his problem?
Maybe you intimidated me a little bit.
I probably did.
Yeah.
Because I was probably looking right at you.
Yeah, you used to look mean at me. I used to think you were wild.
But I ended up, finally got him to speak to me. And then we met one time out talking.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off. And we call it 2 generations colliding. Because we had the best time.
Yeah, we do. And you know what's crazy, though, is we have captured our time the last year and a half from this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We've known each other 2 years. But what was funny, Nellie, is when you was leaving, I want to tell the podcast listeners what I did. I went to the bar that night and drank my sorrows away. So here I was sitting at the bar, and all my friends could tell that something was wrong with me. I was telling them about Nellie leaving and everything. So the bartender was asking me, and I just didn't want to tell everybody, because it was mine and Nellie's relationship is really hard to explain. So I didn't want to explain that to the bartender.
Right.
So he just asked me what's wrong, and I was like, yeah, my woman left me. And he's like, oh man, how long y'all been together? I was like, about 2 years. Because that's how long me and Nellie have known each other. And so I just told the story like I was married to her, and he bought it. But anyway, Nellie is staying. But Nellie, since you've been gone from the podcast, a lot has been going on in the world. So much has been happening with the police. Have you been watching the police, the shooting in Cincinnati?
I haven't seen any TV in a week.
Nellie, let me explain to you what happened.
Yeah, you need to catch me up.
The shooting. There was a cop who pulled a guy over in Cincinnati.
He murdered the cop, didn't he?
The cop murdered the guy he pulled over, shot him in the head. Listen,
what happened.
Pulled him over. He said, you know why I pulled you over? The guy said, why? He says, you have no license plate on the front of your car. He said, yes, I do. It's in my glove box. He says, it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be on the front of your car. He's like, give me your license. He's like, man, I don't have my license with me right now.
Oh.
So the cop said,
ask him to get out.
Step outside the car. He's like, no, man, I don't want to step outside the car. And the guy started to drive off, and the guy shoots him in the head.
Oh, my gosh.
So the guy was charged for murder, and now he's going to be on trial for murder. They've already charged him. He's looking at 16 years minimum in prison.
God, can you imagine what that's going to be like for him?
A cop going to jail?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
There's been a few that's going to be in there with him, though.
Man, his butthole is going to hurt for days. I'm telling you.
Don't drop the soap.
Don't drop the soap. Because...
But anyway.
But that, and then the Sandra Bland situation. Have you heard about Sandra Bland?
Uh-uh.
I've got to show you these videos. And see, since we're on a podcast, we can't show these videos. I could play them.
Uh-huh.
But there was a video of Sandra Bland got pulled over. She was a black woman. She got pulled over. And for a failure to give a signal to cross over to the next lane on a four-way. Well, here's what happened. She was driving down the road, and the cop got behind her, rushed upon her in her butt, and she just got over because she thought
thinking
the cop
he's wanting to go
around. Well, he pulled her over for not signaling when she got over to get out of his way.
But she probably just panicked.
Well, and he was like, "You need to step outside the car," and she said, "I don't have to step out." She's like, "For a traffic signal, why is that necessary?" And yada yada yada. And she's smoking a cigarette, and he was like, "Can you put out that cigarette?" She's like, "I'm sitting in my car. I don't have to put out my cigarette," which is true. By law, she doesn't. She's in her car. And the cop said, "No, you're going to get out of the car." He opens her door and threatens her. Says, "If you don't get out, I'm going to light you up," saying that he's going to tase her. Gets her out, throws her to the ground, slams her face to the ground, and they throw her in jail. The next day, they find her dead.
Oh, my gosh.
She committed suicide. Hung herself.
No, she didn't.
So, there's a investigation. Did she kill herself?
Or did he murder her?
Or did the cop get in the jail and murder her? That's huge.
I bet he did. That woman wouldn't have killed herself.
No, because it's creepy. Because,
she was probably wanting to hang his ass.
They have it all on film. And they have conversations recorded. She doesn't sound depressed. She sounds like she wants out and wants justice.
Right.
And she sounds really positive. On her last voicemail to her husband, she's talking about it. She was like, "Can you believe this? All this for a traffic stop." She's sad, but she's ready to get out. But she hung herself that night after she got off the phone. I don't think she did. I think the guy...
Or a bunch of them.
Because, he might have not pulled the trigger. But the guy's not suspended, the cop. He's just on desk duty. What do you think?
He should be suspended without pay.
Absolutely, because he broke protocol. Like, he pulled her out, slammed her to the ground.
And a woman.
A woman. And that's what she was saying. I won't have to play that for you.
Now, if she got out acting like Medea, it might be one thing, but she didn't. And of course, if she acted like Medea, she could have kicked his ass anyway.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff been going on with that. Also, I'm sure it's hard to avoid this. I know you've been busy, but you have to tell me what you think about Donald Trump.
I haven't seen anything about him this week, but he's got my vote.
I agree with you. I'm voting for Donald Trump. I'm going to endorse Donald Trump as my Republican vote because I'm a Republican. I can vote in the Republican primary. Can you? Are you a Democrat?
I'm a Democrat.
Okay, so I can actually vote the Republican Party if it ever gets to us. It usually never does.
I wish you could vote twice so you could vote for me.
Vote for you.
Vote for me for him.
Right, well...
or vote for him for me.
I like it because he says what's on his mind. He's real. Quit picking at your face. But he's real.
Right.
He really is. Like, he's... and... You didn't watch the debate.
He speaks his mind.
Did you watch the debate?
I didn't get to.
You didn't get to. You were busy.
Yeah,
well, the
I was
debate,
taking care of her in the hospital.
Yeah, you were taking care of your friend. But
my niece.
Megyn Kelly was a mediator for Fox News. And she was right off the bat. She was just really... She's a feminist. She couldn't stand Donald Trump. So right out of the bat, her first question was, Donald... You've often referred to women as fat slobs, pigs, and disgraces. Can we really have a man like that as president? And he like interrupts her and says, "Only Rosie O'Donnell." and the place just like erupted with laughter. And she was
kind of like that movie we watched with Robin Williams in it the other night.
Yeah, she got upset. Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah,
that was Man of the Year. Oh, couple things. Couple movies that are coming out that we have to go watch, and I'm going to recommend to the listeners. I heard The Gift was a really, really good movie. It's got Jason Bateman. Do you like Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
I love Jason Bateman. He's just such a natural actor. Like, he just seems so real when he's in these movies. But, like, he's a rich guy. Him and his wife live in a real nice, modern home. Well, he gets a gift. And, like, the trailer to the preview, which I'm going to show you, it says, "Are you sure you've always been nice to everybody?"
I saw that.
Yes.
That's freaky.
They said it's gotten really good ratings, really good reviews. Like, it's like
I want to see that.
They said the twist at the end, nobody has seen nothing like it since The Sixth Sense. So the movie is going to be great.
Really good.
Yeah, so we have to go watch that, yeah.
And I want to see also The Secrets Between Us.
The Secrets Between Us, yeah. Who's that?
Julia Roberts.
I think it's in our, The Secret in Our Eyes. Something with our eyes, maybe. Maybe not, but I know what you're talking about. But you know what other movie I want to see that I watched? There's this preview. It's a good scary movie. I like a good scary movie every now and then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this old woman. There's something about an old woman, you know what I'm saying?
I have a problem going to the movies.
Do you? Why?
I don't want to get shot.
Well, gosh, Nellie, here we go.
It was crazy.
You're right, absolutely, but you're absolutely right.
We're gonna wait till it comes out.
Yeah, we'll just watch it here and pop some popcorn, make some shrimp. Fiesta Rose.
Won't be nothing happening here unless we piss each other off. We ain't gonna shoot each other though.
No, we won't shoot.
No,
each
we
other.
won't be shooting each other.
No, but there is a movie about an old woman. Something about an old woman that's scary. You know what I'm saying? One of those real old women that we've talked about.
Probably in a rocking chair.
She's got this little young teenager over at her house. I don't know if she's like cleaning her house or she's like, "You forgot to clean my stove." And the girl's like, "Oh, okay." So she opens the stove. She goes, "No, honey, you're gonna have to clean it deeper than that." This is the preview, and it's like one of those minute previews. And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "Oh, further in there." So she's crawled all the way. It's one of those back stoves where you climb in, like climb in it, like you can crawl back. She climbed all the way in it,
and she shut the door.
And the old woman goes, "This will only take a minute," and she shuts it. And then the preview goes black, and it has the name of the movie.
I bet she turns the oven on.
Oh my gosh!
And burns her up.
Burns her up. Oh my gosh, Nellie! These movies, they're freaky. They bring chills on you, don't they?
Well, tell them about the Julia Roberts movie.
The Julia Roberts movies, the movie that me and Nellie couldn't think of the name of, The In Our Eyes, or The Secret Between Us, or whatever it is. It's about this woman.
Maybe it's The Secret in Our Eyes.
Julia Roberts, she's a detective. She's a crime detective. And they get a call just like on a normal night. And they are explaining the case to her, what's going on. It's a 21-year-old daughter, or I'm sorry, a 21-year-old
I thought she was younger than that.
Or it's maybe a 19-year-old, 16-year-old woman got raped and her skin bleached inside and out.
Mm-hmm, and her body was in a dumpster.
Just tortured and dumped her body in a dumpster. And they go up to see who the girl is, and they come to find out it's Julia Roberts, the detective's daughter. So she climbs in the dumpster, she's screaming, and it looks absolutely crazy.
Way she finds out is through her partner. He's really sad because he comes back and he's just trembling because he's gone to look in the dumpster and she's talking with another detective.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he's just shaking all over and she says, "What is it?"
Really?
She says, "What's wrong? What's the matter?" And he says, It's whatever the girl's name is. I forget what her name is.
Yeah.
Then he says, "It's your daughter."
Yeah.
And she just flipped.
Her face,
Oh, God.
It's going to be a crazy movie. So many good movies coming out. So many. And I'm excited for all of them. Well, we're going to wrap things up here on Off the Cuff. Nellie, really quick, did you get a chance to listen to my Brad Kelly Perry interview?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I liked it really well. Remember the one night I come home and got a shower and everything and went back to the hospital? You come down for a little while.
That's right, yeah.
And I listened to it. It was great.
It was a big moment for all
You borrowed my phone.
That's right. That was right to finish the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening. Nellie, so good to have you back and Off the Cuff. Even though you only missed an episode, I feel like you missed 10.
And hey, everybody, keep my family in your prayers, and thank you for everything.
Absolutely, we will. Praying. Praying.
Works wonders.
It does.
It really happens. I mean, it's miracles. It's little miracles every day.
We'll see you later, everybody.